The whole crypto market has been exploding over the past couple of days, but Dogecoin is still at 8 cents. So will this underdoge have its day, or is it going to stay asleep on the porch? Before we get into the Dogecoin chart though, let's just check on Bitcoin because it is the big dog of the market and I think it's going to be leading the pack. Bitcoin is currently sitting at about $47,000 at the time of recording, and yesterday it did pump up to about 48 before having a little bit of resistance, and right now it seems to be trading almost sideways. Looking here at the 4-hour chart, you can see that Bitcoin recently broke out of the symmetrical triangle, which is a continuation pattern, and usually how you'll tell the price target for one of these is you'll take the height of the triangle and extend that from the breakout point, which means that we blew way past the price target, and it's actually treating this more like a bull flag, because how you can tell a bull flag is you take the height of the flagpole here from the swing low to the swing high, and then extend that to the breakout point on the pattern, and it pretty much took us almost exactly to that price target of about $48,200. And now it looks like we're finding a little bit of resistance there, and according to the 4-hour RSI, it looks like we are severely overbought. Also, if I zoom back out here to the daily chart and put it on the logarithmic, you can see that we do have this trend line that we've been bouncing off of since the beginning of the relief rally starting in January of 2023. And so we've bounced off of this for more than a year now, and it looks like we are possibly reaching back up to touch it again. But if we break above it, then it looks like we're going to be going absolutely parabolic, and really there's not going to be much significant resistance above us. But as I keep saying, and everybody else keeps talking about, we usually do go sideways or have somewhat of a retracement and don't start going parabolic until after the halvening, which is indicated here by this yellow line, with the earliest date that it should be happening being around April 17th. If we do find resistance here and make a bit of a double top, then it is possible for us to come back down to this other trend line that we've been bouncing off of for about a year here. And we've been trading in this trading channel right here, which means that if we do bounce off and have some resistance here, then it could be a great opportunity for a trade as we get ready to come back down and find some support. However, I was expecting us to already come back down and turn this level of about $31,000 into support already, because we have seen it as resistance only in the past, and we actually blew right by that resistance, never coming back down and finding support there, which we usually do before it actually puts in a bottoming signal and starts making higher highs from there. So right now it is looking pretty darn bullish, but we do have some resistance right here, and if we can break above it, then I think the bullish sentiment can continue. But if we do find resistance here, then a double top formation is definitely bearish, and it's just something we got to keep an eye on. All right, now we can move on to Doge. Looking here at the Dogecoin daily chart, it looks like we do have a bullish divergence here playing out on the RSI, right along with this bull flag playing out. And like I said before, how you tell the price target for one of these is you'll usually take a linear chart for one, and then you'll measure the distance from the swing low to the swing high at the top of the bull flag and extend that to the breakout point, meaning that if this is successful, then we could have a breakout to about 12 cents, almost 13. That would represent about a 56% increase on just this first move alone. And since everybody has been basically saying that Dogecoin is dead and it's not going to have any significant gains this time, I think that means that it might be a good time to be loading up, because YouTubers saying that a crypto project is dead is usually the best indicator of a bottom. Speaking of influencers saying that Dogecoin is dead and not knowing what they're talking about, let me just clear up a little bit of misinformation that I heard on Around the Blockchain.
All right, well, let's talk about Doge. Everybody wants to talk about Doge. I see people in chat. What do you mean? Why is Doge going down? Did you miss the technique? Don't sweat the technique. You haven't missed it yet. Share my screen real quick. Dogecoin developer, and keeping with the meme here, says the meme coin is unresponsive and sick. Here is why. Honestly, as soon as I saw the reason, I was like, oh yeah. It is inscriptions. Inscriptions is data messages stored directly on the blockchain. I guess putting doom on Doge, which was a real thing. Maybe those type of actions have been clogging the network right here. So Dogecoin developer and foundation member Timothy Stebbing, this is the person sending out the warning here. He's saying the inscriptions stoppage has led to several exchanges contacting the Dogecoin Foundation, expressing concern about the network sluggishness. And Stebbing says the foundation is exploring things from all the way, hold on, what's the words I want to look at? From friendly to extreme when it comes to solving the issues here. Suggesting one of the suggestions, moving data off chain at the protocol level. Also, there's more FUD. We just got 100 million Doge transfer to Robinhood.
All right, so let's break that down real quick. First of all, the inscriptions that he's talking about are doginals, and that was based off of Bitcoin's ordinals, which also caused a bunch of fear around congestion on their blockchain. But Dogecoin actually has lower fees and faster transaction times. Plus, it's not being used as much as Bitcoin ordinals are. So if Bitcoin can handle all of the traffic on their blockchain, then I think Dogecoin can probably handle it as well. Timothy Stebbing did say that they're putting their heads together on various ideas from friendly to extreme, but Dogecoin is a decentralized project and the community is going to have to decide what the actual solution is going to be for this. I think that Dogecoins bring really great use case to the Dogecoin project, and that if it's causing any kind of congestion, then I don't think we should just get rid of people's Dogecoins. We should probably fix any kind of issues that there are with the code. Maybe he's talking about, on the extreme side, doing some kind of a hard fork. But like I said, I think that if Bitcoin can handle the new technology that's going through its blockchain, then probably Dogecoin can as well. But that's not even really the misinformation I was talking about. Let's continue.
People saying, oh, this is the whales getting out before there's any kind of Solana-style stoppage. Well, what would happen if that happens? OJ, if Doge pulls a Solana, what do you think is going to happen? Is it just going to be moves with the market, maybe down 1 or 2%? Or would this be closer to exploit, Binance delisting, 20, 30, 40% dump?
I'll go ahead and answer that real quick. First of all, Dogecoin has never had downtime, and I don't think it's going to start now. It's definitely not Solana, and they're totally different projects. Dogecoin is actually based off of the Bitcoin code, and that means Bitcoin is basically a trial chain for Dogecoin, and if something works on Bitcoin, then it probably will do fine on Dogecoin. They don't actually implement the upgrades until they see that Bitcoin can handle it. And then after that, they just kind of copy the code and switch any mentions of Bitcoin to Dogecoin and make some slight other alterations before making it go live. In other words, I don't think that we're going to be seeing any kind of significant sell-off, and we're not going to see Dogecoin going down or having any kind of freeze on their blockchain.
I doubt. I mean, Dogecoin has been around for so long. I've never seen any major issues with it. Of course, with these inscriptions, that's a new thing. I mean, they blew off last year.
I want to know, what do you think is going to happen if Doge goes down 2% dump, 40% dump, somewhere in between? Or is it pump because they're just maniacs?
Here comes the misinformation I wanted to get into.
Probably pumps because they're maniacs. If Elon says anything about it on Twitter or any other social media platform, you see the market manipulation. But that just helps out the SEC. They supposedly own like 25% of the supply.
There it is. All right. This guy obviously hasn't ever studied Dogecoin, doesn't know anything about the project, and he must just read titles and not actually look at videos that's about the project, because he's actually referring to a video that Coin Bureau made back on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. He was trying to trick everybody into thinking that the SEC actually owned 25% of Dogecoin. But it's not true, because as you can see here, this is the top Dogecoin wallet and it has 23% of the coins. Previously, it did say Robinhood, and it is widely accepted that this is the Robinhood wallet. But for some reason, it doesn't say that here anymore, and that might be just because of disinformation like this, or misinformation, or whatever the heck you call that crap. Just people not knowing what the hell they're talking about and saying what other people have said that are in their echo chamber, essentially. Is Dogecoin actually sick, though? Here we have a post on the Dogecoin developers Reddit, and Hopeful Outlook had a really great answer to this question. It's not so much sick as the blocks are saturated with junk transactions, or Dogecoins, and if you're using the minimum fee, you're essentially the same priority. If you have a transaction you would like to get through faster, increase your transaction fee from the minimum and it should get through faster. This is pretty much the same with any blockchain, and it's not a Dogecoin problem at all. I don't really like this feature of cryptocurrency, and I think that probably the orders should go through in the order that they're received, but you can actually pay a little bit more gas fees if you want to jump the line, and people have been using this option for Ethereum and Bitcoin and all kinds of other cryptocurrencies, but like I said before, Dogecoin already has one of the lowest fees of any cryptocurrency, and I think that if the blockchain being used actually clogs it up to the point that it can't be used anymore, then it probably wasn't worth a damn in the first place, and these developers just need to fix it. We did have that 100 million Dogecoin or $7 million being transferred from unknown wallets to Robinhood, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be selling it. And since Dogecoin has a market cap of $11.5 billion, I don't really think $7 million is going to be enough to significantly impact the price. What will probably significantly impact it, though, is Elon Musk actually launching the Dogecoin payments on X payments whenever it goes live. There's been a lot of speculation that this is going to happen, and Elon Musk continues to get more and more money transmitter licenses for different states around the US. and he has plans to turn X into an everything app. And like I've said in previous videos, everything costs money, and Dogecoin seems to be Elon Musk's favorite currency, so hopefully he'll be adding it to X, maybe even first out of all cryptocurrencies whenever he finally makes X payments go live. According to Rob Vendetti over here on X, it looks like X is now licensed for payments processing in 12 states. If I'm not mistaken, Elon Musk has only applied for 32 states, so he's pretty much halfway there almost. And since he's announced publicly that he has plans to launch payments on X in 2024, hopefully we'll be seeing it happen by the end of the year. Some more FUD that a lot of people have been putting out is that Dogecoin hasn't seen any kind of development over the whole bear market. And someone actually went on the GitHub and asked the developers what happened to the development. He says, why hasn't there been any commit since 1.5 years? Is the development of Dogecoin happening elsewhere in private, or has it stopped? And Patrick Lauder, one of the head developers of the Dogecoin project, said development is happening on dev branches. See GitHub/Dogecoin/Dogecoin #branches for rationale. Only when we do a release, the master branch will be updated. And so while to the untrained eye it might actually seem like there's not very much development going on, they're developing behind the scenes, and they're just not releasing all of the notes on the developments until they get close to actually implementing it. If you look at the Dogecoin developers X page, you can see that they actually announced the release of Libdogecoin 0.1.3 yesterday, which is a really great development that's going to make it easier for developers to implement new developments on the blockchain. Because if I understand things right, Libdogecoin is basically a library of code that people have already put together that people can basically copy and paste to implement quick changes to the network. This basically means that anybody can come in and make some kind of a use case for Dogecoin. And I think as the hype continues to grow throughout the bull market, more and more developers are going to be joining the team, and we're probably yet to see the best to come. Right now, it looks like the next and biggest catalyst that's actually probably going to send Dogecoin to the moon is the Doge-1 mission from SpaceX. Recently, we just got a new update that the Doge-1 mission is still set to launch. It's just been delayed. And now the Geometric Space Corporation, who's supposed to launch this Dogecoin satellite, has paid a rebooking fee to Elon Musk. And according to this article on the Daily Coin, they've set a new launch date. It says the GEC, or Geometric Energy, paid SpaceX and Doge for the rebooking of Doge-1 mission to the moon. And as a result of this delay, Dogecoin's space rocket has an approximate launch date of February. I don't know about you, but I don't think February is a date. It's more like a month. But it does go on to say some Doge Army members on X, previously Twitter, have asked Geometric Energy's chief space commander whether the previously discussed February 15th, 2024 launch Doge rocket launch date is still plausible. Well, that was hard to read, but it does say February 15th, and it looks like everybody is kind of expecting the launch to happen then. If you go over to the Geometric Space Corporation's website, though, you can see that they have the Doge-1 launch scheduled here, but the launch date is to be determined. Also, we might actually have Geometric 1 and Firefly Alpha ahead of Doge-1 if this list is in order, and those are also to be determined. So in my opinion, it's really not looking promising that the Doge-1 mission is going to be launching here in 5 days. And I think the February 15th date is just speculation, but as soon as I see an update here on the Geometric Space Corporation's website, I'll give you guys an update, because I'm sure they'll probably post it here on the company's actual website before the launch date is really announced. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is the Doge-1 mission going to launch this month, or does it have to probably be listed on the company's website before it actually does do the launch? Most importantly, though, do you guys think that Dogecoin is actually going to have its day, or, like I said in the beginning of the video, is it just going to stay asleep on the porch? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, but most importantly of all, don't forget to have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.